Hey, what's up? John Sonmez here from simpleprogrammer.com. So today I want to talk about a problem, a serious problem that most software developers have that I've struggled with myself, which is basically being overwhelmed by technology and feeling like you just can't learn things quickly enough. This is a huge problem. Like I said, most developers that I talk to mention this in some way. They talk about how technology is changing so fast, how there's so many new JavaScript frameworks out there, how they are trying to learn a programming language and learn a framework, and there's so many things that they have to learn in their career, especially if you're a new developer or you're trying to get into software development and you can't get that first job and you just have so many things that are overwhelming you, and it feels like it's going to take so long for you to be able to absorb and gain the knowledge that you need to succeed in the field. And you know, the other thing about this is that having the ability to be able to learn quickly, having the ability to be able to absorb information and to systematically get that information into your head and to become proficient is a huge advantage in this field, right? The software developers that can learn quickly, that can assimilate information, they end up rising to the top of their field. They end up making a lot more money. They can basically be on the bleeding edge if they need to, because they can learn a framework, they can learn a new technology and use that right away. So this is a huge problem, and I do have a solution for it, and I want to talk to you about that solution for it today, because some of you have been following my channel for a while. Some of you are brand new to the channel. You've never seen this. You're just interested in how to learn something quickly. So I want to tell you about this product that I put together specifically for that. And it's one of those things that, like I said, it's so important. It's so critical. This was one of the very first things that when I started creating products for Simple Programmer that I created, because I thought it was so important. It was something that hurt me so much in my career when I didn't know how to learn quickly. So let me tell you what my story is, like how I developed this program and the results that I got. So I had always been the person who bought books from the bookstore. I bought a lot of programming books, and I would read through those books cover to cover. And it was a waste of time. It spent a lot of time of my time, a lot of my money, and I didn't really absorb a lot from it. I didn't understand what was going on, and I did gain some knowledge, but not nearly what I wanted to, and I felt like it was just not fast enough. It was just taking too long, and plus, who wants to read a damn boring book all the time, right? So what I ended up doing, or what ended up happening to me, was I started creating courses for a company called Pluralsight, and you can check out actually I've created 55 courses for Pluralsight on a variety of all kinds of different topics, all different programming languages, and I did this over about a 2.5-year period. So we're talking 2 to 3 hour courses. So basically, my feet were held to the fire. I wanted to become the most prolific author on Pluralsight, and in order to do that, I needed to keep on pumping out courses. But the only problem is that I very quickly reached the end of my knowledge. Even with 15 years development experience, right, I didn't know every technology, every framework, right? And plus, they wanted to do courses on brand new programming languages like Go and Dart, okay, and Objective-C at the time. And so, I guess it wasn't new at the time, but it was not too many people were well versed in it that could teach courses way back then at the time when I first created that course. But I had to learn all this stuff, right, to be able to teach it, and I had to learn it quickly. So I basically, in order to keep up with my routine, I had to be able to learn entire programming languages, entire frameworks in less than a week, and then be able to be so competent at it that I could teach them. I'm teaching those programming languages and a lot of different frameworks and technologies, and I'm teaching them to a level that will help someone else to be proficient at it. But how did I do that? How did I master that stuff? How did I learn so quickly? Like I said, well, my feet were held to the fire, so I had to figure out systems, I had to figure out ways of doing this. So I spent a lot of time trying to absorb information quickly, and really, because I was in such a bind, because I had got in over my head, I had to figure out how I was going to do this, okay? So what I ended up doing was I ended up developing a system. I ended up figuring out that I couldn't just read books cover to cover. I couldn't just watch entire tutorials. Instead, I had to come up with a learning plan. I had to come up with a process process, a system that I could use time and time again in order to accelerate my learning, to be able to absorb more information, to really deepen my understanding and be able to quickly move on to the next topic and even know it well enough that I could teach it. So that's what I did, was I developed that system and I was flying, right? I ended up doing, in 1 year, I ended up doing over 30 Pluralsight courses. That was my most prolific year, and I ended up actually taking the last month or last 2 months of the year off because I reached my goal ahead of time. So I know that this system works because, believe me, I've used it, okay? And not only that, but I have hundreds of, actually thousands of developers at this time that have bought my course on 10 Steps to Learn Anything Quickly, which we can put up here. That's what I'm telling you about today, I'm a big believer in it because, like I said, I've gotten the results. We've got tons of developers that have gotten results from it. So I wanted to do a video just to tell you about this. I know that some of you have been watching the channel for a while. Some of you haven't heard about this course. Some of you have heard about it if I've talked about it in other videos. But I wanted to do a dedicated video just to talk about this because I think it's such an important thing, and I want to tell you a little bit about the course. So the course basically is a fairly short course. It's not a huge investment of time. I didn't want to make it a huge investment of time. It has it's a video course. It has a workbook, an interactive workbook where you can go through and actually go through and practice that process, because you got to go through this process, this 10-step process, multiple times. I have a filled out version of the workbook that you can see how I went through the process, and in the video course I show you exactly how I'm applying this, and I actually learn how to do pixel art, something that's kind of weird and abstract. I also include a bunch of bonus information, a couple of different videos. I've got a specific video where I talked about how to learn a programming language and how to learn a programming language fast, and I go through the process that I would follow to do that. So pretty much everything that you need to know to be able to learn anything quickly. Like I said, thousands of developers at this point have used the course, have been able to get huge results. I get emails every day from developers that say that now they can learn quickly. Now they wasted so much time, right? This is me. I hope that I can save you from this, which was basically spending so much time reading books cover to cover. So I'll tell you what. Here's the deal. You can check out the course here, okay? And if you have any interest in this, right, I'm telling you, this will help you as a software developer. This is why I'm going to push this course so hard, is because I really honestly believe that this will help you if you develop these set of skills. It's fairly simple, right, of a framework, but you got to see it in action. And I'll tell you this is how sure I am. I give you 100% money back guarantee, right? If any reason for up to a year you feel like this course is not helping you, is not worth it, whatever reason that you have, right? I'm trusting you. I'm trusting that you're not going to take advantage of me and just buy the course and ask for a refund. But whatever reason, if you feel like the course is not for you and it's not helping you, 100% money back guarantee. We don't get a lot of people that ever ask for refunds on this course, simply because it really does help. I mean, it really is useful. Like I said, I use this myself to do 55 Pluralsight courses in like a 2.5 year period to learn entire programming languages, frameworks, and be able to teach them. This is going to be life-changing for you if you're a developer and you've struggled with learning things, and this is just the best method that I've ever found to be able to learn quickly. So I still use the method today. There's still a lot of things that I have to learn, and I learn them quickly. And yeah, I hope that you find it useful. Again, check it out. Let me know what you think about the course after you take the course. Like I said, thousands of developers have already taken the course, and 100% money back guarantee. So there's really no risk. You might as well try it out. And yeah, I wouldn't push it so hard if I didn't really believe in it so much. But I feel like everyone needs to have this knowledge and to be able to go through that course. And like I said, it's not something that I can just distribute on YouTube. Obviously, there's some depth to it, and there's a workbook and a lot of different components to it. But go check it out if you haven't already. All right. Hopefully you find that useful. I'll talk to you next time. Take care.